Okay, we all set, guys?
Oh, and here comes John. Hold on. Sorry.
Just gonna wait a second for John. Looks like we got Bonnie tonight.
Yep, switching that.
Oh, you just switched.
Barbara, you're really quick.
Hey, Dave, just a reminder, I do have a time restraint.
Yeah, I
don't know
know.
what kind of votes we might have to get out of the way. Just throwing that out there.
No, we don't. All right, so I think John's on board. So let's start with the agenda. Good evening, everybody. It's 6:13. My name is Dave McDonald. I'm the chairman of the Sewer Commission. I ask everyone to join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Brett, you want to start us off tonight?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting of the Sewer Commission is being recorded and will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the public meeting web bar found on the post agenda, or telephone dial at toll-free at 888-475-4499 and enter web bar ID #792-737-0353. If you are not a registered participant with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and email address. Please note, no participant ID is needed. Just press the pound sign when you're asked for, as one of our members has already done tonight. I'll do a roll call to confirm that all members and persons participating on the agenda are present. If I call your name, just say, I'm here. Mike Notes.
I'm here.
Mike Davakis. I see how you did that, Bob. That's
I'm
good.
here.
Brett.
I'm here.
John Reynolds.
I am here.
Rob Oliver.
Here.
Bob LaFave.
Here.
Jane.
Yeah.
Our business. Is there any announcements?
I have a couple. This is our fearless leader, Rob Oliver's last meeting with us. We wish him well, thank him for all the good work that he has done in this office and in the town. You will be missed.
Thank you, Barb. You will all be missed as well. I'd like to think I formed some new friendships while I've been here.
Absolutely.
Any members like to start? John?
We were glad to have you.
Yes, absolutely glad to have you, Rob. I'm happy for your, the next chapter in your life, that we certainly are going to miss you. And I guess it's be a question for Dave or Barb. As a Gardner resident, can Rob join into the Zoom meetings anytime he wants?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Sure, he'd love that.
I'll look
right,
forward to it.
Don't
just
hold your
loves-
breath.
I was gonna say, what else would he want to do with his free time?
You'll be missed, Rob.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mike.
Yeah, Rob, I just want to say it was a pleasure working with you, both on the committee and on some town projects, and hopefully you keep in touch.
I will. Barb will stay in touch with me, and I'll live vicariously through her with you guys.
Are you, just kind of out of curiosity, Rob, are you going to be still in touch with the sewer and water department in Gardner?
Yeah, so it's basically a city engineer. I work pretty much hand in hand with the DPW. So yes.
Okay, so you may or may not be kind of working with me. A friend of mine is leaving Gardner. He was the electrician who did a lot of work for the city of Gardner for the water and sewer department. And I'm kind of taking over his business
Oh,
shortly.
cool.
So we probably will be in touch with each other.
All right. Well, you can find me at the DPW.
All right, sounds good.
Well, Rob, also, I was thinking of moving to Gardner. Can you help me find a good location?
They're all gone.
Okay.
Mike, no, you have anything?
We talked earlier and Rob knows he'll be missed.
Rob, all I gotta say is that we made you look good, so hopefully you got a good job in Gardner. It's a pleasure working with you. You helped us get through a little bit of time in history where with COVID and a little bit of unstableness, but together between you and Bob, you help us rebuild the sewer commission, and it's a very strong business today because of the efforts of what you two have done. So I appreciate that. And you're right, Rob, we're always going to be friends. So if you ever need anything, feel free to call.
Thank you very much. Same goes.
I heard
I'll be easy to find.
we're going for some drinks before Friday, and you're buying. That's what I heard. It's rumors on the street. So, is there any public comment from the board? Brett, Mike,
No comment here. Thank you.
Mikey D, John, Bob, you have anything?
I
You
do.
didn't let me answer, Dave.
Oh, go ahead.
I have no comments.
What else you have on the announcements, Bob?
Right, I have, the bills have been sent out. They were sent out on the 23rd. They are due March 28th. If you have not received your invoice, please call the office. Also, the town caucus is occurring on next Monday, the 14th, at 6:30, and the notice that it was on the website, I think it may still be incorrect, is incorrect that it states that there is a 3-year and a 1-year term. I have confirmed with the clerk's office that there should be 2 3-year terms. So that is what will be discussed at caucus.
Okay, I was looking for a half-year term.
You have been for the last 5 years. Mike, no, are you going Monday night?
I will not make it Monday night. If I am put on the ballot, I will not object, other than the fact I would have loved another 1-year term. So I'm not going to commit to the 3 years if I do get in.
Well, I'll nominate you and we'll let life
That no.
deal that out the way. Maybe Rob will call you to go work with him in Gardner.
And as always, just remember, a vote for me will be a flush for you.
All right, we got a lot of business to talk about tonight, and I know Brett's got to leave early, so let's start with the most important things. You might have to skip around through the agenda if that's okay with the people on the board. Anything you feel that we need to vote on, I'd like to have the full board vote on it because we're getting into the budget season and Rob's going to be gone.
Yeah, I have no objection. I just don't know. I mean, if we can do that, that's great. I don't want to hear from someone.
No, we can go out of order.
Okay.
Yes. And
I'm not talking about anyone on the board. Let's see, we don't have any other viewers at the moment, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah. Barb?
Yep, the budget, the FY23 budget was sent out to everyone with the 8% increase indicated. It did change with the 8%, it changes the revenues. So the 3% contribution to capital reserve was increased. So the net deficit after betterment, debt service, transfers, operating expenses is 355,502. So that's the budget that I'm expecting, unless you have changes, that we will be putting forward to FinCom.
I don't. So you're starting off right with the 2003 budget then, right? 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And do you need a vote on that?
Wait, we need a vote to accept it as it is with the 8%. And also I sent something earlier today. We need the effective date of that rate increase, which should be April 1st if you want it reflected for the July 1st billing. Also, the minimum charge can be discussed and the wells price can be discussed. I did send something out earlier, like I said. Not sure if people saw it.
I had a chance to review it, yes.
Just to recap what we did last week. Who was here last week? Was it John and I? I think it was John, I, and Brett.
right.
We talked about the budget. It went, actually, we had a deficit at one time of 420,000, I think it was. After reworking numbers, Barbara brought it down to 355, 502. Again, these are just budget numbers, guys. So, I mean, we'll find out what kind of year that we have. But out of that, I'll be looking for a motion to accept that part of the budget with an 8% increase.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget with an 8% increase.
I second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Mikey D,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And an aye for myself. Okay, the rate of 1366. Barb, you want to go over that?
Right, well, just trying to figure out the numbers going forward if, we need to let the public know. So I would propose the new rate, well, the old rate is 1265, so I'm proposing the new rate be 1366 per 100 cubic feet. So, and that would be effective for 1/22. I am also proposing that the minimum charge be 115, which leaves the minimum use of 846 as the rate where you get the minimum. Anything above that much usage, you would pay per the rate. And then wells at 250.38. They are currently 231.87. There are nine accounts that would be impacted. So proposing those options with the rate increase effective for 1/22.
Now, again, in a review from the last meeting, the board decided to go ahead with this. If somebody had an issue with the well, they would come and see the commission. But that was the decision last meeting that we had. Anybody have any questions on that? I'm looking for a vote to enact these three, the rate charges, minimum charge, and the well charge,
Effective for 1/22.
except for 1/22.
So motioned for 4/1/22.
Looking for a second?
I'll second that.
I second.
Any discussion on this? I think it's the fair thing to do, especially with the well.
Just again, as Barbara said, you may have to look at the well charges on an individual basis, but that's something that the commission can do. So
Okay. So looking for a vote. All in favor, roll call vote. Mikey D,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. Motion passes. CTS contract. I know we got a couple issues here. Barb, why don't you go ahead on the CTS contract?
CTE, which is the
CTE.
CHAD-MP contract. Year 3 had a 4% increase, and we just checked it out with our procurement officer, otherwise known as Heather, as to if that can be accepted without going out to bid or having any great action be taken. Her recommendation is to get a justification from the vendor, and then we would put forward basically a memo to the procurement office why we are proposing or allowing a 4% increase on year 3. So that's what we hope to do. I did talk with council, just FYI, about extending the contract or doing anything more on that. And he has ideas for going forward after year 3 to do more of an invitation for bid.
Okay.
That's the plan right now, just getting justification for the year 3. Heather did say go ahead and include that year 3 pricing that they did give us in the budget. So that is reflected in the budget.
In reality, guys, the 4% he's looking for equals how much in actual dollars? Barb, it's
Don't
not a
have that
lot.
right off the top of my head. It was, Rob, what was it about? Like 4,000,
It was not a lot.
3,000?
I can figure it out kind of quickly.
Yeah, I don't have it right here.
Does it cover inflation?
Well,
How about
Well,
the-
that's what we're supposed to get their justification.
The question is, does it cover COVID inflation?
That's what I'm talking about.
Barb, based on our monthly our invoice from them, it's going to be in the $3,000 to $4,000 range.
Yep, it's 85,443 is for year 3. And then year 1 and 2 were 82,160. So
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, so why don't we, let's bring it to a vote and we can talk about it in
Okay.
discussion, so. Looking for a vote to approve the CTS contract year 3.
So moved.
CTE.
Second,
I'll second that.
okay, I'll open up the discussion. John, do you have
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, my only concern, I have no doubt that it's a necessary increase, but given that we're a town in Massachusetts and all the rules and regulations we have to follow, I mean, how much justification do we really have to come up with? I guess that's a question for you, Barb, and maybe Rob too. I think it's necessary. I don't want to come back and bite us.
But John,
We don't have the- Go ahead.
my understanding from Heather's email is that it's more just an administrative to support why they need it. It doesn't get submitted to anyone. It goes in a file, and it's just if there's some form of an audit or a question as to why the justification's there. So it's allowable. It's just making sure we, as a town, as a commission, are not just haphazardly, saying, sure, yeah, you need an increase. We all know it's deserved. It just, they have to support it somehow.
Okay. I'm satisfied. That's fine.
Any other discussion?
Well,
Looking for a roll call vote?
speaking for
Mikey?
myself,
Oh,
I
I'm sorry, bro.
paid, yeah, I was gonna just say, I had to pay $5 for diesel fuel this morning, so fuel alone, that increase is not gonna cover their additional fuel for the year. So I think we should certainly move forward. That's just my 2 cents.
And you need to do it quickly before they come back looking for more because of the current situation.
Correct.
We're not talking about politics right now, are we?
No.
No.
We don't have time. Looking for a roll call vote. Start with Mikey D.
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
And an aye for myself. Okay. We're going right along here. Bob, you want to keep anything else important before Brett? We still got time here. We're gonna have hours. We can just start knocking these off one by one.
Yep. Well, we can pass right over, well, with your permission. Excuse me, I did talk with council tonight, and that's, you all got the email on very recently, so if you haven't checked email lately. He provided the bylaw changes. He also had a long conversation with them, and his recommendation is at this point that we don't move on our regulation changes until after town meeting, because it's important for us and for the words that we were working on with it, to know whether the bylaw changes. So don't put the cart before the horse, basically. So for now, if that's all right, we're gonna just hold on regulation changes to be worked on after town meeting. And that way we know what we're working with. I did speak with Adam on bylaw, and I did talk with the bylaw review committee. They're not even certain they will get to town meeting. So they're basically out, but per council, we do not have to coordinate and propose changes to coincide with them. It is up to the commission really to get your own bylaw approved, and it can only be done at town meeting. So whether they're ready or not, he would propose bringing this bylaw changes to town meeting in May on your own. So we will have our own article. I did send out the bylaws changes that Adam provided. Rob had taken a stab at a first one to give him something to work with. He responded to that. Actually, I'll start at the beginning.
Yeah,
if I may.
you're losing me here, Bob.
Okay. I don't know if everybody would have access to the email of the, it had 3 options in the, it had 2 attachments. One was 3 options on the easement section, and one was the proposed articles for town meeting. And that attachment about with an article is what I have for the meat of the bylaw at this point. So if you have access to it, great. If you don't, I can review what Adam has put forward.
Is it on the
I could-
agenda? Is it on the agenda anywhere?
Oh, yeah,
Where is it on the agenda?
it's our next, that's our next item. And we
The
have policies to be updated, regs, and then, so on the agenda, you're going past regulation changes and hearing dates, go down to bylaws, 5 changes.
The sewer bylaw changes. Everybody got that?
Yes.
Yes.
If I could just offer my opinion.
Okay.
I would rather get this right, do it right, than do it, get it done. I don't want us to make changes unless we really completely understand what we're doing.
Did everybody read the email from Barbara today?
I skimmed through it real quickly. I would not be comfortable making any decisions.
You want to table this until our next meeting, give you time to review it?
We would have to have a special meeting because of this article has to go to the town manager by the 21st.
Okay, so why don't we take a moment, everybody read that email from Barbara if you can. Brett, can you do that?
I've actually spent some time on it already myself.
Okay, good. So you get a star, you get a star.
I get a star. And everything looks right to me.
And Bob, while we're reading this, why don't you summarize what you talked to Adam about?
Well, we have we have the 5 changes. The first is the sewer service area. And there was the concern brought up before whether your approval or your recommendation at town meeting to expand the sewer service area constituted an approval for a project that had not yet been brought forward. So his proposal is to take out the verbiage sewer service area and sewer service zones.
We could deduct 10,000 off of that.
That Mike, put yourself on mute.
I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Between a Zoom meeting and. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, this, so on section 2 of the bylaw, removing what was there, which said the sewer surface area and sewer service zones are delineated on the sewer service area map as approved by town meeting. Sewer service area map may be amended from time to time. He has changed it to state the inclusion of a property or portion of a property in the sewer service area may establish eligibility to connect to the sanitary sewer.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
But shall not create an entitlement thereto. All sewer connections shall be subject to and shall comply with the provisions of this bylaw, including but not limited to available capacity limitations, and sewer commission approvals where required. Neither the boundaries of the sewer service area nor the requirement that a property be located within said sewer service area to be eligible to connect may be waived. So there's no getting around going to town meeting if we need to expand the sewer service area. But it makes clear that it doesn't entitle anyone to approvals beyond that.
Rob, what's your recommendation on this?
I think that just, that was an issue that I didn't necessarily have an issue with because I understood what it meant, but I think this just clarifies it when someone maybe is not as clear on the issue. So I think it's wise to do this.
So you recommend approval?
I would, yeah.
Mikey D, did you read it at all? Mike?
I did. I had a chance to kind of read through it a little bit when I did get the email from Barb. I can't really look at it right now because I'm driving.
Please don't.
Okay, Brett? Brett, what do you think?
I think it makes sense. I've read it a couple of times already, so I'm ahead of the game there.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything that doesn't make sense to me.
John?
Well, between my real quick review here as we've been talking and Barbara's explanation, I guess I would feel comfortable doing this.
You know, I would do this, and I agree with you. I mean, I want a little bit more, but I will accept it now, and we can always go back to look at it again later. But because of the meeting and the deadline, I mean, I'm surprised we got this much of it done so far, so I have to go along with Rob's recommendation. Mike?
Yeah, but Rob's leaving.
Yeah, I know.
Sabotaging you at every turn tonight.
I did have a chance to glance at it. I missed part of Bob's reading there. I had to take a quick call, but I mean, I'm okay with it.
Okay, let's do a motion on it. Looking for a motion to accept the new regulations,
Just section 2 of the bylaw,
section 2 of the bylaw.
2.0.
I make a motion to accept the changes to section 2 on the bylaws.
Looking for a second?
I'll
Is
second
my-
it.
Any more discussion? Seeing none. John?
Aye.
Mikey D?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And an aye for myself. Okay, Barb, I want to get these done next, if it's okay, it's the minutes.
We're not done with the bylaw, though.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Which one are you now? Go back to the agenda.
The same, it's the same section on the agenda. There were five points from the bylaw that were going to be changed. So that was just one.
Okay, go ahead.
3.0 is the easement section that we were looking to loosen up a little bit. That was the second attachment in my email. Option 1 was just Rob's had submitted a draft 1 to council to work with. He thought it would lead to confusion, so he added a little bit to it, just saying notwithstanding the above to make it clear, but it still left in a lot of or specific rules as to when an easement could be allowed. The third option is it gives it a wider look, and it incorporates the waiver language that you will see in section, he did section 10.0 for the bylaw that we've talked about, giving the sewer commission discretion. So his concern was option 2 was a bit still too restrictive, and gave out examples of the recent one we did with Mass Ave and one of the select board, where it's not a Title V issue, but they may need to gain access through an easement. So always up to the commission. And as you'll see, we'll talk about the waiver section 10.0 in a minute. Doesn't, like, the rule of precedence does not apply it, and he makes it clear that an approval for one is not an approval for all. So he's recommending, or I'm recommending too, the option 3 of the bylaw of 3.0.
And that one is to allow the sewer commission discretion using waiver wording from section 10.0. Is that the
Right.
one? Okay.
It will say, if you guys, sewer connections shall be located entirely on the property they are to serve. The connection must enter the property directly from the public way in which the sewer is located. No connection shall be allowed by an easement. A sewer line must remain within the parcel that it serves. Notwithstanding the above, the sewer connections may be installed in easements across adjoining properties at the discretion of the commission through the issuance of a waiver under section 10.0 of this bylaw. So.
Rob, what's your recommendation?
Well, I had originally written it to be specific, kind of in gearing it towards our discussions and, just relaxing a little bit to allow connections more easily for properties with failed septics. I have no issue. I mean, me personally, I have no issue with the third and final proposal that town council made, which basically says notwithstanding the above, sewer connections may be installed in easements across adjoining properties at the discretion of the commission. Where he's made it clear you're not setting precedents and you can take it on a case-by-case basis. That's really where I would want to go. It allows you a little bit more flexibility to consider a property where maybe it's not a Title V issue, but there's some other kind of hardship that you can't plan for every eventuality or every scenario. So I think having that freedom is a good thing. I just think in the long run, as they come in, the commission should, if that's what they approve, the commission should have an idea of the types of easements or other connections they're going to allow and kind of stick to, this is why we did it, this is what we allow. But no, I like option 3, which he's putting forward. I think it gives you the greatest flexibility.
Okay. I'm going to put a motion out there for discussion. So if anyone wants to throw a motion out there to accept option 3 for the easement for our attorneys.
I make a motion that we accept option 3.
of the
Second that.
easement policy, okay, we're looking to second it. Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I think quite a number of years ago that town council said that we are not a precedent-setting board. However, we do set ourselves up for litigation. We don't seem to be consistent in our decisions, but that's something we just will have to deal with down the road. I think we need the flexibility, and yeah, I support it.
Any other discussion? The only comment I had is I liked option 2 myself. I'm going to go along with what our attorney said. I just like the meat on option 2 versus option 3. But you're right, John, this is starting to give us, as a company, tools to work with to make it more efficient for the business.
I suspect that it was written the way it was originally to, I'm going to guess, prevent any kind of expansion. Not that I agree with expansion, but that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. So looking for a roll call vote on this. Is there any more discussion, Brett? Mikey, any more discussion? Mikey D?
Nope.
Looking for a roll call vote. Mikey D?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Mike, no?
Aye.
And I for myself. Okay, Barb, next one.
Barb, you muted.
Muted, yeah.
Thank you. The third one is section 4.0, which should be fairly simple because it's just removing that reference to monitoring and inspection procedures that was in the bylaw that does not exist.
Is that in the email you sent us? Did I miss that?
Yes, it is.
The second attachment?
It's Roman numeral small 3.
Okay, you got it.
And it's just the deletion of that paragraph.
By deleting from section 4.0 entitled the sewer extension, the fourth paragraph, and this is all lawyer talk. Okay, looking for a motion to accept the deletion of option 3. Barb, is that what it is?
Nope, it's section 4.0 change,
Oh, 4.0.
deletion.
I'm just reading it right here in front of me. Okay, looking for a motion to delete that.
I'll make a motion to delete said item.
Bob, can you tell Bob what that, can you tell Brett what that said item was?
Section 4, I believe. with a
Section
small
4 is just one paragraph of for the sewer extension section, and it just says all development and construction shall be monitored in accordance with the monitoring and inspection procedures and fee system of the Lunenburg Sewer Commission, which does not exist. So I would like to get reference out of there.
Am I to repeat all of that?
No, that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, was that for the motion?
I would say so
So
motion.
moved. Yeah, so moved. That's
So
what,
motioned.
just say so moved, Brett. That's your motion. Looking for a second.
I'll second it.
That's for discussion. Any discussion on it? Seeing none. Mikey D,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and then I for myself. Okay, Bob.
All right, the fourth item is in section 9.0. We had talked about moving this entire section over to the regulations, and on second thought, council wants to leave it where it is and rename it. This was the one that just stated that we needed to have the 2 televised hearings and the rules of changing regulations. When he looked at it again, he thought it was wise to leave it in the bylaw, rename it regulatory authority. And basically it says that it combines 2 things. We were going to get into the regs that the Sewer Commission has the power to amend rules and regulations, which had never been clearly stated. It accomplishes that, and it also accomplishes what we were looking to do and just requiring 1 meeting, with a proper posting. So we would remove the current regulation changes in section 9.0 and replace it with the Sewer Commission is expressly authorized to promulgate rules and regulations effectuating the purposes of this bylaw, provided, however, that neither the Commission's failure to promulgate a rule or regulation nor a legal declaration of the invalidity thereof shall act to suspend and invalidate the effect of the provisions hereof. Amendments to the rules and regulations may be contemplated during regular open meetings of the Commission. Prior to the adoption of any amendment, a public hearing shall be conducted with notice of said hearing published in a local newspaper at least 5 business days in advance. At the discretion of the Commission, the hearing may be continued from time to time as necessary. Following adoption, the amendments shall be posted on the Commission's town's website. That was his recommendation.
Now, now on the email you sent us, you're going to be replacing that change with the 9.0 that's already there. Is that what we're doing?
What I just read will replace what is currently in the bylaw as
Which is
section
what-
9.0.
Which is what you sent us. Okay. So on that, is there any, let's take a vote on that. Looking for a motion to change 9.0 regulatory changes.
I'll make a motion to change 9.0 with attorney's changes.
I'll second that.
1 second. Looking for discussion. John?
Yeah, I had a hard time on completely understanding it. And I don't know, Barbara, if you can summarize it again for me, or
Even counsel, when he said it, he goes, yeah, the first part's a lot of attorney jargon.
right.
It just gives the Commission the power to create and amend rules and regulations. And if you fail to I guess to make a regulation, it doesn't mean that the invalidity thereof shall act to suspend or invalidate the effect of the provisions hereof. So it's just that second part, yeah, I don't know. I would have to get counsel to retell me again, but he just said that was a lot of just protection. It's really what it should have had all along, to give you guys the powers to affect the regulations and enforce them.
But does this have anything to do with, I regret voting for this, but we said we were going to have 2 public meetings.
Yes, this is changing it to just, it's calling it 1 meeting. It just says you have the power to conduct, change with an open meeting and the same posting of 5 business days in advance. So this doesn't state it requires 2 televised hearings. So that 2 and the televised has been,
Okay.
they have to be open meetings, which is key. You want to make changes to your policy in an open meeting.
So it's ultimately eliminating the 2 televised meetings.
Yes, and giving you the power to amend and create.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, but I wasn't quite sure. So
Okay.
yes, okay, I'm fine.
And that's what
Thank
we
you.
talked about before. Instead of going to 3 months for a meeting, we can do it now in a month, basically, to assist the customers better. It's also on the
Right.
agenda. Up by determination, 2 hearing dates. It's on the agenda for tonight. Is that right, Barb?
We're gonna pass over it because what
Go
he's
over it.
done is put it into the bylaw.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hold on the regulations, I believe, if you are agree to that, until after we know the bylaw is approved, because we don't want to do a change that would then be negated by the bylaw not passing. So
All right, what else?
we vote on that.
Oh, yeah, looking for a motion to accept.
The motion's already out there, Dick.
Motion's made.
For
Yeah.
a roll call vote. Start with Mikey D.
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John, Mike, no,
Aye.
and I for myself.
All right, last one, try to get this in for Brett. Adding section 10.0 waivers, and this is what we have discussed, that giving the commission discretion over certain, at certain times, under certain rules, would state, except as otherwise stated herein, the sewer commission reserves the right to waive in its sole discretion any provision of this bylaw and or the rules and regulations adopted hereunder due to emergency circumstances as may cause undue hardship to any person or entity affected thereby, or as the commission may deem to be in the best interests of the town of Lunenburg and not otherwise inconsistent with the purpose and objectives hereof. Each request for a waiver shall be made in writing to the commission, shall require an affirmative vote of approval by a majority in the number of commissioners. In no event shall the commission waive any requirement in the Mass General Law or any regulation adopted by the Commonwealth thereunder. There shall be no entitlement to a waiver, and the grant of a waiver in one instance shall not require the commission to grant a waiver in any other. So he tried to make it very clear that on a precedent-setting stage, that this does not allow anyone to come in afterwards and say, well, you did it for him, so you have to do it for me. It just gives you more of a power to have a little discretion, which has never been, has never been written in any of the bylaws or regulations. So
Actually, guys, this is one I like. Rob, your comment on it?
I think this is wise, because it gives you flexibility to look at hardships on a case-by-case basis. And I think as long as the commission is consistent and fair, that's, I think, all anyone would ask for.
Yeah, I agree. With that, let's bring it out for vote. I'm looking for a motion to accept Article 10, waiver 10.
I'll make a motion to accept waiver 10.
Second,
section 10.0.
Section 10.0. Jane, can you make that adjustment, please? Any more discussion on it? John?
no, I think this is necessary. I've always been concerned about the fact that we're not a non-precedent setting board. But I think this formally states it and will make it a little easier for us down the road.
Yep.
I'm in full support.
Mikey D, any comments on it?
Well,
Brett? Any
I
comments?
don't, I like it as well.
Mike?
We do need
No.
a second on this before we vote, by the way.
No, I know, I just want to make sure we get everything on the table. Mike?
Yep.
All set?
My comment is I'll second it.
Okay, roll call vote.
Well, now you have to ask me discussion again, Dave.
Oh, no. That's what you did. Mikey D,
aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. Okay, so that takes care of all the policies, right, there, Bob? Bylaws?
Yes. All right. And I know Brett has to leave shortly. Do you want to do the minutes?
Yeah, we got to do the minutes. So what I'm going to do is there were so many people in and out for the minutes. I'm looking for a motion to accept the minutes on February 8th. And Brett, you were not here, so you will not take participation in this.
So I looked them over and I'll motion to accept the
Second,
February 8th minutes.
second,
Second.
all in any discussion? All in favor, Mike? Mikey,
Aye. Mikey?
Mikey D,
Can I vote on them even though I didn't attend the meeting?
you were at this meeting.
Oh, I was?
Yeah.
Oh,
February
sorry,
8th.
then aye.
This is February 8th.
Oh, okay, yes, aye.
Okay, Mike,
Aye.
no, John? John?
Aye. Aye.
And an aye for myself. Next one is minutes from 2:15. We were all here for that one. Looking for a motion to accept the minutes for 2:15.
So a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, Mikey D,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike, no,
Aye.
and I for myself. Next one is the special meeting we had on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Regular.
Mike Devakis, Mike Nault, and Rob was not there, so it's John, Brett, and I. So looking for a motion between the three of us.
I actually have not read those minutes. So
There's a lot of them, so you want to table it?
yeah, if we could.
Okay, we're gonna table that one. Okay, Brett, if you gotta go at 7 PM, I think we made it right for you.
Yes, that would be really helpful.
Thank you very much, my friend. Good job.
Brett?
For rushing it along, folks. And thank
But
you
make sure-
for continuing
make sure-
without me.
Make sure you stop in and say bye to Rob. He'll be there. He's giving away free DPW hats.
Oh, nice. I already have, but I'll have to stop in again. I had to grab a hat.
There are none. Make
There
it
are no
clear.
hats.
You
No hats? Oh,
You
come
got
on.
one? What are you talking about?
How about, you have any vests?
Hey, good luck in your future, Rob, and really glad to have you as long as we did. Look forward to bumping into you again in the future.
Sounds good. It's a pleasure working with you, Brett. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank
See you, Brett.
Yep. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Brett.
Good, Brett.
Hey, Barb, let's get back on schedule here. Where are we?
All right, go to the town meeting warrant, if we could. Annual town meeting warrant. I had sent the original, the original draft had the 4 articles and the bylaw one was just very draftish. After today's conversation with council and everyone's approval of his recommendations as they are laid out in this draft, or it's entitled Proposed Sewer Articles Annual Town Meeting with Bylaw Change 3/8/22. That reflects those bylaw changes that have all been voted into by the commission. So If it's all right, I would like to get approval to submit these articles to the select board office.
Looking for a motion to approve the articles for the town meeting.
A motion.
Looking for a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that?
I'll just, if I can, just say the first one is our basic one about raising money, appropriating the money for our FY23 budget. The second is the transfer of the funds, the 3% capital reserve transfer of 35,548.86, and the third is the 656 for the OPEB fund, and then the fourth being the bylaw change. So.
Looking for a motion. We got a motion. Looking for a roll call vote. Mikey D.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Mike, no,
Aye.
and I for myself.
All right. Next one up is the Upland White Street extension. Rob, would you like to give them an update on this?
Sure. So we met today. I asked our engineer to kind of get us up to speed since I will no longer be here, and I kind of wanted to leave the commission with where the project stands. They went out, they did their soil borings on all 4 roads. They expect by your next meeting, they will have provided a draft of the plans and their cost estimates and a memo to go with it for you to take a look at. At some point after that, they will they have a meeting in the scope of their work to talk to the commission. So once you've had a chance to take a look at the information they're providing, if you have questions, you'll be able to kind of get all your questions ready, and they will either Zoom in with you, or if you're meeting in person, they'd even be willing to come and meet with you in person. So they're moving along. They did tell us it was a smart call to do some borings on Upland and Eastern. They have run into some shallow ledge. They didn't have the soil logs in front of them, but they'll have all that information. So they're moving right along. There was some discussion about costs, but they're not quite there yet. We have some thoughts on where we think it's going, but the biggest news is we're, expecting them to submit their first kind of preliminary before they finalize the preliminary design. So that's coming your way.
So, Rob, what is their definition of shallow ledge?
Well, I know what my definition of shallow ledge is.
I'd be happy with that.
I would say anywhere in the 5 foot to grade or less is shallow ledge. If you have people who are putting in tight tanks because they can't get a soil absorption system in, a septic system in because of ledge, you've got shallow ledge. So we knew we did, and they've just confirmed it. So I'm sure it's going to vary, and if this ever moves forward and goes to a full design for construction, you'd probably then want to refocus in on that area to get more borings so you can get a better profile of the ledge. But ledge can vary wildly in any given area. So when they say there's shallow ledge, it's probably a few feet.
Okay, thank you.
Rob, do you have to go to the POS meeting tonight?
Nope.
They didn't ask you to go in the last night?
Nope.
Have a cake or anything for you? Nothing?
No, hey.
Wow, okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Okay, Barb, what's next?
Hey, Dave, you got some Wheaties we can share?
I do, right here. See? Pedro Martinez, they're all there. Okay. Go ahead, Barb.
Same on the SSO notification program. Rob, can I throw that at you too?
Yes, you can. So basically, DEP has promulgated some new regulations for sewer systems, for wastewater treatment system and wastewater collection systems. That's requiring new public notification when there's a sanitary sewer overflow or an SSO. Basically, it now means that, well, what they're requiring is by July 6th, every sewer system has to have an SSO notification plan filed with DEP. And basically what that does is it spells out a plan of action when there's a spill, who you have to notify. It's rather detailed. This is something completely new. Typically, when you had an SSO, you just filled out the 2-page form, gave them an explanation of what happened, a rough volume of how much hit the ground, and that's all you had to do is file that with DEP. Now there's in an effort to be more transparent, they're requiring public notification. So unfortunately, if we have an SSO, we have to notify the newspaper and the radio station. And so we have to put a plan together. When I first learned about this, DEP had a seminar on it, and I realized it's quite a bit. And it's really just getting it together one time. I had planned on maybe tackling it myself, but all things considered, in the fact that you'll have shortly have a new DPW director, rather than dropping that on him, I reached out to a couple of consultants who are doing it for towns and municipalities. One of which was Wright Pierce. For relatively short money, they will put it together for us if we want. So I think between Barb and I, we thought that's probably a really good idea. Kevin Olson at Wright Pierce had given me a rough price, and we can get a proposal from him. But for $3,400, Wright Pierce would collect all the information, prepare the draft notification plan, submit the notification plan to us, and then meet and discuss it, and then finalize it and get it to DP on time for that July 6th deadline. So I was planning on going ahead and doing that, and I just figured I'd run it by and let you know that this is in the works, and it's something we have to do.
And as I shared with you, the SSO stands for sanitary sewer overflow, in case we haven't said that yet.
Okay. Any questions on that?
No, obviously it has to be done. And I'm sure Wright Pierce already has a canned procedure that they could just dump the word Lunenburg into, that we're going to pay $3,400 for. But we have to do it. So
yeah, I did talk to another engineer who coincidentally attended the same seminar I did, and probably emailed everybody that was on that seminar about it. They gave me a price of slightly less, but they don't know our system like Wright Pierce does.
right.
And for the value you get out of that, the price the other engineer gave me is probably going to balloon once they get to work, whereas Wright Pierce already knows what they're looking at. So that's why my plan would be to give them the go ahead and do it.
So I'm in favor of it.
Okay. You need a vote on that, Barb?
Sure, yes.
Okay, we're looking for a motion.
I'll motion to accept Wright Pierce.
Scope of services for the SSO notification program.
What she said.
Looking for a second.
A second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Bob, you're going to put this on the list for the new DPW director?
Absolutely.
Okay. Looking for a roll call vote. Mikey D.
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
And an aye for myself. Next one, Barb.
The ARPA funds,
Excuse me, Barb. Where are we on the agenda now?
we're right next, we're going in line. We did Upland, we did SSO, and we're doing American Rescue Plan Act.
Oh, we're already there already?
Yeah,
Pretty good, huh?
I don't remember talking about the, oh, you're waiting for the council input. Never mind. Okay. Go ahead,
So
Barb.
ARPA, Rob, I believe I shared with everybody Rob's input on suggested programs or expenses that we could put forward to the select board as to what the sewer commission would like to do with some ARPA funds.
Yes, you did.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so basically, we've talked about pump station rehabilitation and improvements. That's the big kind of ticket item that the commission could consider throwing money at with ARPA funds. The others are smaller, but I still think if there's money available, these are things that we need to do. So manhole rehabilitation, that is something that's already been identified. I think there's a spreadsheet with additional manholes that we could be doing. There weren't any, I think the high priority ones have already been done before I came on board, but there is still an extensive list of things that could be done. So money could be spent there. Sewer system cammering, inspection and cleaning. Again, that's something we were planning on spending, commission dollars to do. But you could certainly apply ARPA funds to that if they're available. Same thing. Item number 4, sewer expansion extensions. If the commission saw fit to try and use ARPA money to install some sewer for the benefit of the townsfolk, that's something you could possibly apply it to. And then, and I did kind of list these in priority. I&I study focused in the Whalum area, possibly collaborating with Leominster. That's what Barb and I had met with Jake from Leominster, and that we had talked about that a little bit. That one I don't feel is so urgent. I know I&I is always has an issue. It's an issue. We pay for it. That's why it's an issue for us. But I don't feel it's a big enough pressing problem to put it high on the list. But again, it's always out there, and it's always something you could possibly, try and dive deeper into it. Although I kind of feel like it's already been dove into a lot at this point.
Rob, have you given your list to Heather at all? Have you talked to Heather about it?
I want to run this by you guys first. I don't have, other than possibly the manhole rehabilitation, I don't have any solid pricing. Nothing's, shovel ready type of project where we get estimates. We know how much it's going to cost. And the pump stations is the big one because you've got 10 stations. If you were to do them all, you could be looking at in the millions, or if you did the big 3, you could be looking, at substantially less than that, or depending on what was done at the big 3, you could be looking at $1 million or more. So they're all kind of a moving target with the exception of the manhole rehabilitation, which did have some pricing thrown at it when the list was made. So, we can definitely pass this along to Heather and say, these are the items the commission would be seeking funding for, from the ARPA money. If she comes back and wants, well, how much is it going to cost? Well, we're not nearly there, at least on the pump stations. That would require, some engineering work to come up with a plan of action on specs and details and putting together cost estimates.
Okay.
But we can certainly submit it on behalf of the commission as potential ARPA funded projects.
Okay. Any questions on that? And again, this is something now we're gonna keep on working on, but we'll have to discuss it with the new DPW director.
This would be my priority list also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rob, thank you very much for putting the work into it for us. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay, Barb.
Okay. Next one on it is just the announcement of our new assistant to the business manager for the sewer commission. Actually, the ratification is before the select board tonight for Paula Bertram to join us for 24 hours a week, effective starting next Monday. During the interview process, it was very apparent that she was the most highly qualified person for that position. And we're looking forward to what she can contribute with her knowledge and skills to this office.
Okay, I want to be the first one to congratulate Paula. We're looking forward to working with you on our commission. I know you bring a lot to us and to the town, but welcome on board. Any comments about that from anybody? Mikey?
Oh, I would just second your comments, Dave, and, welcome Paula.
Have you talked to Paula, or did you want to send her? Or when does she start?
Next Monday.
Next Monday, okay. I don't know if she wants to have any information before then. If you want to send her these minutes or anything like that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something like a cake, Dave.
No. Later. Okay.
I'd like to add that being from Hickory Hills, I've worked with Paula a lot in the past, and one thing about Paula is she puts her all into it, and I think we're got a very, very good candidate.
Yep.
Congratulations, Paula.
Mikey D, anything?
Yeah, you guys pretty much said everything I was going to say, but yeah, definitely looking forward to working with Paula, and basically that's it.
Anyways, good luck, Bob, working with Paula, and congratulations on you as well. I know this has been something that you've dreamed about for a lot of years, and it's finally coming true. So, and you couldn't have had a better person to be your assistant going into it. So,
Very true.
congratulations on you too.
I still feel like the odd man out here. I don't live close to a lake.
Oh, that's okay. You do have sewer, so you'll find out. Well, come on
I thought
board.
you had a flood zone in your backyard.
That's true. I do. And I was looking for Rob to fix that for me, but we'll see.
Not now. Anyways, go ahead, Rob. What's the next one?
All right, next item on the agenda is the commitment for the Q3 bills sent out on the 23rd. The total amount of the commitment with other final reads and adjustments that had been made previously is $229,828.56. The commitment, I appreciate a vote tonight so we can confirm. It doesn't show it very well with my phasey. It doesn't do it at all. Anyway, if we could approve it tonight so that I can let the collectors and the accountant know that the commitment and warrant have been approved, but if you could stop by the office and sign off on it, that would also be very helpful. And I'll let Brett know also that I need his signature.
Looking for a motion to accept the third quarter $229,828.56.
So motion.
Looking for a second.
Second.
Looking for discussion. Seeing none. Mikey D,
Aye.
John Reynolds,
Aye.
Mike Knowles,
Hi.
and an aye for myself. Hey, Barb.
Barbara, when do you need that signed by?
No, not a big rush. I will stamp it that it was voted and approved at this meeting, but the signatures, before it can go up to the accountant, she wants to have live signatures. So not a big rush, but within the next week would be great.
Barb, can you look in your waiting room? Is there anybody in there beside me?
Ooh, besides you. Yeah, there you are.
I'm just trying to, while I'm talking to you, work my computer.
There you go. Nobody else beside you. Ah.
Sorry about that.
All right. So there you are. Ready for the next one?
Yep.
790, 90, and 792 Mass Ave is going before the planning board. They're talking about subdividing and building a couple duplexes on the site. And we had a question with the council because they were assessed 2 betterments. Because it was multi-use, it was both commercial and residential. And it was council's opinion that, and their question was, can we use one of those betterments towards these multi-family homes? And I wasn't sure while that structure still stood. So council just confirmed that it can be used. If they end up going back and using the commercial building, we would be able to assess a privilege fee after. So I just wanted to advise you because it had been an issue with the proposal with the developer. And I'm just going to report that, yes, they can assume that the 2 betterments will apply towards the assessment of the full privilege fee once we determine what's being built. Okay, that was just a FYI. If that's all right with you, I should say. Next on the agenda was just whether we were going to continue with Zoom meetings or go with our last Tuesday of the month meeting as in person.
So here's the deal, guys. We can keep on doing Zoom meetings until June.
July 15th was Heather's email.
Or we can go back to our Friday or the last of the month meetings in person. And I don't need an answer on it tonight because the next one's going to be on Zoom anyways.
Well, is it? Because the next one is the last Tuesday of the month. So we need to confirm that that's going to be.
That's why I need a secretary too, because I thought it was the wrong time. Jeez. Okay, so I would recommend, well, I'll leave it up to you. What do you guys' thoughts on it? Mikey D?
I'm comfortable with in person, but I like the flexibility of the Zoom. Because that way, if, again, you need to do something or whatever, I can still be on the phone and still, contribute to the meeting, but I'm open for either way.
Okay. John?
I'm going to have to talk to my wife because of our business dealing with elders at risk.
Yeah.
So give me a couple days to answer the question. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Mike, no?
I'm fine either way.
And I would say I'm fine either way too, but I do like I think we should do it maybe one more month. Let's address it again in another month. That's my recommendation. Let's wait until whatever now, March. Wait till the end of April. Just give time for John, figure out what he wants to do, and time for all of us. So you want to do that?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Barb. With the minutes we already got.
I don't know if it's really important, but do we need to vote that you want to maintain Zoom meetings for until the end of April?
Okay, let's do that. I'm looking for a motion to maintain the Zoom meetings till the end of April.
So motioned.
For a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, Mikey D?
Aye.
John Reynolds?
Aye.
Mike Knoll?
Aye.
And an aye for myself.
Right. We did minutes. Thank you. Business manager report is just the website.
Barb, before you go on with that,
Certainly.
I'm not sure I completely understand the 790 to 792 Mass Ave privilege fee issue. Could you explain that again?
Long ago and far away, when Stone Farm Package existed, they were
Right.
a residence and a business, and they were assessed 2 betterment units. Kevin Hill had come in and they are proposing I believe to leave that as a residence only with the barn remaining, no commercial activity. And then 2 more lots with duplex on either side. So they just wanted to know that of the 2, that they would only be using one of the betterment units for the main site, and the extra commercial unit that was assessed, he wanted to apply to one of the duplexes. And it was council's opinion that that's fine. If, you know, if ever it goes and is expanded, we would assess a privilege fee anyway. So
Okay,
council did not have an issue.
okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, certainly.
Okay.
Anybody else good?
Yep.
All right. Website, I just worked on a little bit, updating with some items. I always populate that the bills are out so that people can check it if they haven't gotten their bills. Drain layer list had been updated for 2022. I've added the cubic foot requirement onto the list of information under the deduct meters. And Rob and I had worked on permit to connect language that had been, or permit, yeah, the permit application, just that it had, whether it was a renovation, whether it was new construction. So anyway, there were a couple changes. Take a look if you want, but the website was updated recently. I don't have it spelled out on the first Tuesday report. Sorry, I'll have that for the next one. And then invoices, we did get an invoice for Wright Pierce for the start of this ledge borings project, or a good portion of it, for $8,326.51. And if it's all right with you, I will have, I think Rob got it also, have him just sign off on it also and put it through. The total contract amount is for $13,200, so there's still a bit outstanding.
Do you need a motion for that?
No, I think it's just one of those initials on an invoice if you were here. As long as it's all right, I will put it through. Also, Mead Tollerman had submitted their attorney's invoice for February, and it was a whopping $191.20. So I'm going to assume that that one is also okay. The next one should be a little bit higher with his help on the bylaws and the regulation changes. Adam is going to continue work on the regulation changes because they will eventually be done. He was adding the direct connect language and the proration language. So he will, I'm sure we'll have a bigger invoice for March services. And that was all that I had on the business manager report.
Okay, very good. No action items. Anybody have any action items? No. Public comment. Any public comment from the board?
I guess my only public comment is I'll miss hearing Barb saying Rob and I. But again, Rob, I'm very happy for you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, I
Yes,
think
good
that's-
luck, Rob.
I think that's going to be the requirement, is that we got to hire somebody named Rob. So
There's only one like me.
There's no doubt. No doubt.
That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Any other comments from anybody? Again, Rob, from myself, thank you very much for everything you did. You are going to be missed. You're a hell of a guy, and we enjoyed it. But you know what? Good luck on your endeavors. And I'm sure whoever takes over for you is just going to be just as good as you are. So we have faith.
Well, thanks, and I hope that for you and for the town, and I would say it's been a pleasure working with all of you, and I've learned a lot, and I've had a good year plus working with everyone in town. So thank you.
But a hat would have been nice, but that's all right. Okay.
Hey, stop by my office. I have a hat for you.
Okay, you're just saying that because it's budget season, and you know that's going to have a.
I do have a hat you can have.
I will start, well, I don't want to use one either. I don't want, but thank you. Well, like I say, Rob, you know what? You've been a joy to work with. Our upcoming schedule for sewer commissions is March 14th, was the town caucus. It's going to be at 6:30 at the Lummiston Middle School at 1079 Mass Ave. Hope everybody can show up and run for an office or bring a friend and vote for the people who are running and support them. It's always a fun thing to do. March 29th is our 6 p.m. regular meeting, and there's going to be a remote participation with Zoom. The April 12th meeting will be at 6 p.m. regular meeting, remote participation via Zoom. Paul, Bob, I'm already thinking ahead. Bob, can you let PAC TV know that we're going to be continuing Zoom meetings for the next month? And with that, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. It's did a lot of things, and budget season's coming. And when are we doing the budget thing? When do we have?
So March 24th is our FinCom presentation.
Okay, so Rob's not going to be here for that, huh?
No,
Wow. Okay, maybe we can postpone that. Anyways, I think you got to find out, is that a Zoom meeting or is that going to be in live? I don't know how the finance committee is doing it.
They're in person.
You're in person. Okay, Bob, so you and I got to get together on that and get that squared away. Okay, with that, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So motion?
Looking for a
I'll
second.
second that.
Any discussion? No, all in favor, Mikey D,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Mike,
Good night, Lunenburg. Aye.
and an aye for myself. Rob, again, love you, man. Thank you very much for what you've done.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, Bob and Jane.
See you,
Yeah.
Rob. Take care.
Take care.